there, creepy collectors, how's it going? It's Douglas here at Dromway Productions, bringing you another Halloween mask review. It's finally the end of October, and you know what that means. It's time for Halloween to end. The end of Halloween is always a bittersweet thing. There's always the hype and joy leading up until that magnificent day where the barrier between worlds is thinnest, and then the next day it seems to all be gone. Most of the people have packed up their decorations, all the candy corn and other lovely Halloween treats are on sale, masks are discounted, what's left on the shelves that is, and then most people begin trudging towards Christmas, ready for that next holiday season. But Halloween never ends here. Halloween is every day, or at least I always try to make it that way. And to keep the Halloween spirit going, I have a very special event we're going to be starting for you all. This was actually supposed to take place during the month of October, however, things didn't quite work out that way. I would like to announce the 31 days of Trick or Treat. Starting today, we're going to be doing a mask or product review for something from Trick or Treat Studios going all the way through the month of November. Then December 1st, it'll be over. Every day can't be about Ghostface, and Trick or Treat Studios makes some incredible products from many licenses that I love. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Michael Myers mask from Halloween Ends. There has been a lot of controversy over this mask. Some really weird stuff with the release of it. Due to the agreements that were made with the studio, Trick or Treat Studios could not release images of their product or the actual mask until it was a certain date. Unfortunately though, due to how things work, they did have to send those masks out to stores so that they could be stocked for retail for the Halloween season. It was actually getting pretty, dangerously close to the Halloween season when we finally got to see photos of this mask, and it wasn't even from Trick or Treat Studios initially. Some employee or customer, I guess, got a hold of one of the Halloween Ends masks early at a party city in Canada and posted it up for sale on a website called Mercari. And then the avalanche started. Many people did full reviews of the mask, literally based off of a simple photo from a listing online. A lot of people trashing this thing, and realistically, that first one didn't really look too bad, but I do want to talk about some possible quality differences. This is just my theory, yet again, but last year, we kind of dealt with this with the Halloween Kills mask. From what I have seen in person so far, as well as online, it appears that the hang tag versions of the mask may be a little bit lower quality. I don't think that there's any differences that the factory goes through with finishing. Perhaps it's just that those are produced a little bit quicker than the ones with the side tag. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you go into a typical store like Party City, Spirit Halloween, even something like that, there's a large tag up top, and that's a hang tag. However, if you go into a more typical party store, like a small town Halloween retailer, mom and pop shop, that kind of thing, you'll typically see them with the side tag. With the Halloween Kills mask, it seemed that the side tag versions were a little bit better quality than the ones with the hang tag, and that almost seems to be the case here as well, at least from what I've seen. But as for the mask itself, let's talk about it. Now, I have not done this with previous Trick or Treat Studios reviews. However, for every review this month, I will also be doing this. I'm going to be reading the actual excerpt from the website based on the mask, whatever description they have. So this says it's sculpted by Christopher Nelson and Chris Van Dyke, two incredibly talented artists. Trick or Treat Studios is proud to present the officially licensed Halloween Ends Michael Myers mask from the 2022 film Halloween Ends. This mask comes directly from the movie master of the mask worn by Michael Myers in Halloween Ends. The mask features extreme weathering details, including a mold effect. Mask measures approximately 26 inches around the brow. And that's pretty much it. So as noted, these masks are larger than the 2018 and the Kills masks. If you recall, the Kills mask was also sized up from the original 2018. So oddly enough, each mask gets larger in the series. And with this one, the size difference also kind of does make some sense because the mask is starting to sag a little bit. It's getting rotten. Obviously, it's been burned. It was already rotting for so long as is. Now Michael has worn it, I guess, off and on for 4 years hanging out in the sewers, and it's all nasty and moldy. As for this size difference, it seems that people are also split on whether this is a good thing or a bad thing. Personally, I think the larger size is a great thing, because that means people like myself with a large head can comfortably wear this mask. I could not wear the 2018 Myers mask comfortably. I could barely squeeze it on, and even then, it seemed a bit risky, like I might rip it. But this mask is plenty comfortable for anyone with a large size head, and if you're one of those people out there with a very small head and you don't like it for that reason, you can always pad the inside like they did for the movie. Now that we've talked about size and the details, let's actually talk about what I think of the mask and some of the details that are actually featured here. I think the hair on these is phenomenal. From what I've seen of all the stock copies in person and even online, they really took the extra care to make this hairline look more natural. In fact, the only complaint I really have on this mask is where the hairline ends right here. It's got kind of a little bump. It's a little bit noticeable, but that can be easily pulled back if I wanted to fix that. Other than that, hairline looks really good. The quality of the hair and how it's kind of matted down is very well done. This side does have burn effects in the hair still, though they're not as major or noticeable as the kills burns effects. And then obviously over top that, as well as the entire masking areas, you've got this mold effect. And I believe somewhere a while back, before the ends mask was ever shown or even put up for pre-order, Chris Zeffro actually said that these masks were pretty much going to be impossible to rehaul. And what he means by that is, most people out there who are doing repaints and rehauls on these masks are painting directly over the factory paint job. There are some who take the extra care to try and remove everything, but that's very tedious and usually will cost you quite a bit of money to have it done. You could paint over the mold, however, it's going to be adding some very odd textures to your mask, so realistically, if you wanted to repaint it, you could sit here and probably try to remove it all. But it seems that the way that they've done this mold effect is by putting adhesive in several different areas of the mask, and then they're dabbing it with small amounts of cotton, possibly even literally cotton balls. And it creates a pretty convincing mold effect. If you wanted to make it more subtle, you could go in there with an airbrush and kind of color the mold some different colors, but I think it looks pretty damn good as is. Now let's talk about the actual face, the details in that, and the paint job. The sculpture on this is one of the coolest out of the entire series. Realistically, I like all three masks. I like the kills, I like the original 2018 version, and I like this version quite a bit. I wish we just got to see more of it in the movie. With the Halloween Kills mask, it seems that the details were a bit more shallow, whereas with this mask, they are very pronounced, which is going to be great for anyone trying to paint these. It looks awesome. And the actual stock paint jobs on these are pretty damn nice as well. With the 2018 masks, it's really hit or miss. There were some that were not so great, and there were some that were phenomenal. With the kills even, a lot of them seem like they're okay, not so great, but there were some, including one that I have a video of on my channel, that looks like it was almost a rehauled mask directly stock. Really great copies. And the paint job on this copy in particular is not too bad. There are a couple areas that I could see that need touching up. Mainly, it's the fact that they went really light on the orangish, I don't know if it's supposed to be dried blood or rot, but the orange effect that's on the mouth here was also around the top of the head, around the gunshot wound, and it is missing some of those colors, but that could easily be added, or I could leave it as is. But the overall color and wash on the mask is really great. I think that they did a better job producing these than they did the 2018 and the Kills masks. So it is the best quality-wise out of the entire trio in my opinion. However, it's the one you see the least of. And next, let's talk about price point. The 2018 and Kills masks were typically $60 to $70 to $75. It depends on where you're getting your masks retail-wise, or if you're ordering it directly from Trick or Treat Studios. These are $80. So they are a little bit higher price point, but I really think with the small price difference and the huge quality difference, I think that's a great price. You would be paying quite a bit of money to have an artist repaint a mask even like this. I know it's not movie accurate perfect, but even to have someone try and do a paint job like this, it would probably cost you more than $80. That's not including the cost of the mask itself, or if they have to do any hair work. And with the quality that this mask has, I don't know about you all, but I personally would gladly pay an extra $10, $15 per copy if the Kills and 2018 masks had this quality of paint work and hair work. You know what? I'm going to say it. I know a lot of people hate on this mask, but realistically, I do believe that this is the best quality Michael Myers mask that has ever been produced for retail, period. No, seriously, I challenge any of you out there to find any other version of any Michael Myers mask that was ever produced for retail and offered to the public that has this much quality and care put into it. Anywhere near this amount of detail or effort. There have been a lot of bad Myers masks released throughout the years to the public, including from Don Post. But this is freaking phenomenal. What you have here is a movie master copy of the mask that was used in the film, hence the movie master part, that you can buy retail pretty well finished, pretty damn well finished, for $80. Personally, even if it was a blank cast for that price, I think it is well worth it. But with the full finishing on it, these are awesome, guys. And if you out there want to pick up one of these yourself, there's a few different ways you can. You can buy it directly from the Trick or Treat Studios website. You could pick it up from one of the many retailers that they work with, like Nightmare Toys, Mad About Horror, Crypt Keepers, Lord Grimsley, just to name a few. Or hey, apparently you can just steal the fucking thing off of Michael Myers himself. It's not that hard. And with that being said, there's nothing left to do but give you guys some nice close-ups of this mask, maybe some more shots. And of course I have to give a huge shout out and thank you to Justin Mabry and Brawlin' Bo Cooper for helping me order everything I'm going to need for this 31 Days of Trick or Treat event. Just to reiterate, for those of you watching, I will be doing a mask review or product review every single day from now through November, covering different Trick or Treat Studios pieces. And now that one is done, the fun can really begin. Love you all, thank you for watching, and see you next time.